Nestled in the hills above Los Angeles, down a hiking trail lie the severely graffitied ruins of an old estate. A popular spot for hikers, teens, and the curious, most simply refer to the location as the Murphy Nazi Ranch. The 50-acre canyon was owned by a widow named Jessie Murphy when it was purchased by a well-to-do couple in the 1930s. Winona and Norman Stevens were sympathizers of the Silver Legion of America, an anti-Semitic white supremacist group, and they had been visited by a man known only as Herr Schmidt. Schmidt had been going around soliciting the wealthy to further the cause of the Nazi Party over in Germany, and he told them that before long, America would fall into chaos and would be saved by the Nazis, who would come and restore order. How did he know this? Well, he was psychic. I'm sure many raised an eyebrow when he told them such, but for Winona it was enough, and in 1934 they began constructing the compound in Rustic Canyon, which would allow them to live off the grid while waiting for Hitler, and it would serve as his headquarters when he first came over. At the start of the war, it served as a haven for Nazi sympathizers, and Schmidt and the Stevens regularly invited fascist groups to the compound for combat training. I cannot believe how many stairs this is. This is going to be a nightmare getting back up. And you can see they are super narrow too. They just keep going. These stairs we are taking down are just one of the 8 sets across the canyon. Back before the overgrowth, armed guards patrolled the canyon and could see the entire compound from the tops of these stairs. There's a discarded window frame. And more friggin' stairs. Well, what do we have here? Before we get to the main buildings, we come upon the remains of the storage tanks. The giant water silo. This is where those pipes were leading to. Yeah, so check out all these pipes. Somebody was actually had a roll brush. But so all the pipes would lead from here. There is the main nozzle. It's still got stuff dripping out of it too. The compound had a 20,000-gallon fuel tank, as well as a 300-gallon water tank, allowing them to be self-sustaining for long periods of time. It's hard to tell with the graffiti, but this thing should be like this. It is bent in, and now it's just something must have hit this sucker. Holy crap, that thing got wrecked. So the pipe still leads further up the hill to something else up here too. So the further I keep going up this damn hill, the more water tanks I keep finding. This one is quite high up. And look, somebody got in there. So, it's not as tall, but it's still pretty big. I don't know what this is. Tarp or something. In 1978, the canyon caught fire and much of the property was destroyed. It was abandoned and donated to the city, which has turned it into hiking trails. Most remaining structures were demolished in 2016, but at one time it included stables, shooting ranges, an armory, bomb shelters, and bunkers, all surrounded by barbed wire fences and electric iron gates. Here we are finally. Let's check it out. Plumbing and all that ran right down to there. So this was probably like maintenance, power. This was the garden. They also had barns and a meat locker to store food on the property. Lots of beer cans. coyotes over there too. And that's an owl. So let's just hope we don't run into like any bobcats or anything like that. There's some more pipes that go up that way. That doesn't really go anywhere. They've got this thing pretty sealed up. Yeah, you can see that that's metal in there. The power station is the last of the main structures that remains intact. The city has welded it shut, so we'll look at the inside through these old photographs. A total of 4 diesel generators sat inside here, powering the entire compound. It almost sounds like that's a person. The amount of just like spray cans and a US HDMI cable out here. Okay. And some TP. Some more old twisted metal out here. Something up there, and I hear voices somewhere else too. Oh my gosh, I can smell this fresh paint, but oh my god. The main mansion was planned to be 4 stories and include libraries, indoor pools, and conference rooms, but it was never built because the day after Pearl Harbor, the United States Army raided the ranch, arresting all 50 people inside. Herr Schmidt was convicted as a Nazi spy and disappeared from the face of the earth. The Stevens were not charged because they were literally judged as incredibly stupid and released. Having spent $4 million, which amounts to about $64 million today, the Stevens returned to live in the horse stable, nearly broke and humiliated until 1948 when they sold the canyon, and it became the Hartford Artists Retreat. Lloyd Wright, the son of famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright, was hired to redesign the buildings and build 2 new duplexes for writers, painters, composers, and craftspeople who had been awarded scholarships for 1 to up to 6-month stays. Eventually, Huntington Harvard decided to stop being for LA's culture and unsuccessfully tried to get offers to help foot the bill before closing in 1965.